welcome to another informative episode of Galaxy Social Trends. I'm always happy and excited because I know that there are people that make it, a date, or rather people that know that every day they have a date with us from Monday to Friday from 2 o'clock until 2:30 here on Galaxy Universal Network. Would like to say hello to our loyal viewers on Facebook that are always making sure that they tune in to Galaxy Social Trends. My name is Zola Kashalana. In case you're seeing this beautiful face for the first time, okay, let me let Kat shine for the first time in his life. Kat, it's fine.
Like we always do. 2 minutes after the show, I get introduced. And anyway, greetings to all our viewers. I am Katla Mohampanya and Sharawetiel. Thank you all the viewers from Nigeria, South Sudan, Somali, the people that always greet. Those that are watching from London, hello once again. All our loyal viewers, thank you very much for the support, like always. Thank you very much.
Now, this is a show, in case you don't know what Galaxy Social Trends is, if you're seeing it for the first time, don't worry. You will actually love the show. This is a show where we get to unpack all the trending stories that are happening on social media. So we want to engage with you. And how do we do that? You have to, be there on your phones if you're watching us on Facebook Live. And obviously, if you're watching us from Starset, you can always engage as well with us on our Facebook page using your phone. Kat, are you about to say I'm talking too much?
Nothing. I just want to go to the headlines. Just talk.
All right.
Do what you
guys.
want to do.
If you want to see yourself here in studio with us, if you want to host Galaxy Social Trends with us just for one episode, you can make sure that you share and like our page on our social media platforms. And you could be the lucky one, the lucky viewer that could see themselves in our studios and hosting Galaxy Social Trends with us. And let us hit it. Obviously, okay, Kat, we start with an update of COVID-19 stats.
And EFF leader Julius Malema calls for Health MEC Bandile Masuku to step down.
And locals make off with free booze.
And Andile Ramaphosa's 6 million deal to equip taxis with COVID-19 compliant features.
And something that's actually recent, Omatosa's trial has been postponed. And
SASSA issues warning on fake emails circulating on social media platforms saying that they're basically doing something they're not doing.
And the National Treasury speaks You're going to stop. The National Treasury speaks out on the IMF alone. All right, as usual, we give you with an update of the latest COVID-19 stats. South Africa is currently sitting on 453,000 confirmed cases, 275,000 recoveries, and 7,067 deaths, with Gauteng be the leading epicenter with 87,033 confirmed cases, followed by the Western Cape with 76,067, and the Eastern Cape is sitting on 46,284 confirmed cases.
Yeah, just to talk about the lighter side of the stats, we have recoveries now sitting at over 61% of the cases. So basically 61% of the cases that have been reported, over 450,000 cases, we actually have 61% of people that are recovering. So
there's hope.
Basically there's hope.
There is hope. I mean, we're not going to say anything negative, about COVID-19 today, because we realize the importance of spreading positive news, right?
Basically,
yeah, because we don't want to be depressing people at home. As much as it is a deadly virus, there are people that, over 61% people that have recovered from the virus. So it really shows that we can actually beat this virus, obviously, if we stand together as South Africans. And
another important thing, sorry to cut you like I always do. So basically one thing, I haven't forgot my point. Please continue. Wow, I forgot my point. Wow.
It's all good. So guys, we're basically saying that, there's hope. You can actually beat COVID-19. And obviously you need to do what needs to be done. If you're in isolation, maybe you're told to isolate at home, take your medication, stay at home, obviously, and just have a positive mindset. Perhaps that could possibly help you, deal with the virus better than depressing yourself with, all those theories. Have you seen those videos about COVID-19 that most of them are not untrue, obviously, and now people watch a lot of those, and now you end up, traumatizing yourself, and then you get to a point where you're even delaying the process of actually recovering.
So you just say they're not untrue. So it means they are true.
Kat, please stop. Okay, you know what? Kat is all about.
No, but you said they're not untrue, so it means they're true.
Kat is all about attacking me lately, but it's all right. Moving on to the next story, the economic freedom fighters in Gauteng on Tuesday called on the Health MEC Dr. Bandile Masuku to step down with immediate effect, pending an investigation into whether he influenced the awarding of a 125 million tender for personal protective equipment issued by the Provincial Health Department.
So basically the story has been big. It's been literally just trending everywhere. So much so that presidential spokesperson Kusela Diko just basically asked to be pardoned. Like, she just wants a leave of absence so that the pending investigations rather.
Carried
So
out.
just making sure that, you know what, she's just stepping down from the limelight, because basically her name has been, people have been talking about her, making it central to the story, even though it's regarding her husband's tender, and she's just being in the spotlight. Her name has been spread out everywhere. Even people that didn't even know presidential spokesperson was Kusela Diko. Everybody now knows, but it's negative. And it's also affecting the Gauteng Health Department. Health MEC Dr. Banile Masuku was even saying that he did not duly influence the awarding of these tenders. But anyway, apparently they even called COVIDpreneurs, these people that are making money off of COVID-19. So people are just being creative.
Hashtag COVIDpreneurs. I'm even
COVIDpreneurs.
I'm even afraid of actually saying
COVIDpreneurs.
COVIDpreneurs.
Yes.
Yes, because I know Kat is an expert in English, guys. He might even make me...
Wow, did you just really say I'm an expert in English on national television? Now people are going to go through my Facebook post just to make sure the grammar is correct and whatever. So please don't do that to me.
Please do that, guys, if you can. All right, but it actually is visible, or rather it's quite clear now that people are being exposed. And you know, the disappointing thing is that all the people that are alleged, obviously, people that are actually accused of such cases or such corruption are actually people that are in leadership positions, you know, or rather associated with those people. And now that really questions, you know, our leaders, you know, people that we've put up there to actually lead the country. I'm not mainly focusing on the leading political party currently, but I'm speaking to literally all our political leaders. And when you hear all these 2.2 billion, there's 2.2 billion that was reported.
It's been flouted.
Exactly. So you can imagine now when they're making these investigations, it turns out that, you know what, it's a long chain, and the people of authority, or people that are our leaders that have literally been elected by people to be leaders, are affiliated with such corruption scandals.
And I think one thing that's important, us as media, as gatekeepers, we should just remind our viewers and everyone that's watching that at this point, while the investigations, these are actually allegations. Nothing has been proven yet, hence why it's pending investigations where it still needs to be found out whether this is true or not, because sometimes, you know, people spread rumors, people name drop even unnecessarily. So again, pending investigations, we still want to look into this, and we as Galaxy are still going to bring you just an update on these stories as they're coming up and whatever happens next.
Certainly. I remember just a few days ago, the Premier of the Eastern Cape, Lubabalo, Oscar Lubabalo Mabuyane, actually said that they need to start within their government to expose these people, because I mean, people that are responsible for issuing tenders tend to be people that are actually in office.
Basically.
You know, so that's why it's important
they give
that
them to their close allies and partners.
And exactly. So that's why it's important to make sure that when they're carrying out the investigations, they actually start at home, you know, with the people that they've elected. And I mean, it turns out now there's so many of them that actually have been affiliated with these corruption scandals. But let's take a look at this video.
We told you when it started, we told South Africa that 500 billion you are talking about is going to be stolen. And I'm happy that everything we say come to pass. So now we are told is Monday today, the IMF, which we reject its finding, will be deciding on the finding of South Africa. That too is going into the pockets of ANC cronies. So it's exactly what we should be expecting. How can the spokesperson of a president continue to speak on behalf of a president, because the president is supposed to champion anti-corruption program? How is she going to speak when the husband is deeply involved in corrupt activities? And to say she didn't know is to take advantage of our own people. She knew. She's probably part of the company, and she probably gave direction, or she probably herself filled in the documents. You will never know what happens in the bedroom. They might be filling those documents in the bedroom. So issues of partners, you can confirm them. So the president must do an honorable thing and ask her to step aside in defense of the integrity and the image of that office. But the president won't do so himself, because the president is the same person who is protecting the documents in courts, which are supposed to be revealing who bought him the office of the president. So if he was a transparent man, an anti-corruption man, like he projected himself,
All right, Kat, after looking at that video of, the AFF leader, Julius Malema, speaking about, Kusala Diko, the president's spokesperson, he really affirms the fact that she was somehow, associated with this scandal, with this corruption scandal. I mean, it involves, her husband. Apparently, the husband is the one that actually got the tender.
Thandi Sizwe.
Yes.
Diko,
Chief, yes. So he's basically saying that there's no way that the husband could be afforded a governmental tender and she doesn't know about that, or she's not affiliated with that.
But at the same time, like we always say, these are allegations. I mean, she's still to answer to the court if necessary. If they want to answer to the court, we as people, as politicians, as commentators rather, people are always going to have opinions, and she's going to always defend herself. So we don't know. Yes,
politician. All right, let's take a look at the second video of Julius Malema.
The president won't do so himself, because the president is the same person who is protecting the documents in courts, which are supposed to be revealing who bought him the office of the president. So if he was a transparent man, an anti-corruption man, like he projected himself, he will not have a problem in releasing those documents that he has sealed in court. If he can lead by example, all those people will follow. Yesterday we said, when we're celebrating the EFF 7th anniversary, that the president must lead by example, must release those sealed documents. I'm telling you now, all the names that are in those sealed documents of the president, all of them, without fail, are the beneficiaries of the PPEs. I'm telling you now. So the day they release those documents, then you must check who benefited from the 500 billion. Is the people who bought the president.
Just to wrap up the story, Kat, Julius Malema was actually saying that all those names that are in those sealed documents, companies that are allegedly, affiliated with corruption, with the corruption scandal that has been the talk of the town lately, need to be investigated name by name. And obviously the people that are part of that, particularly those that are in leadership, should be, actually called out so that they get to answer. Because, I mean, these people were trusted by South Africans. 500 billion rand was blown in a space of 4 months, right? It was gone. I mean, there's corruption. I always say this. Someone said on Twitter, there's corruption and there's chowing 500 billion rand in a space of 4 months. So
basically, like we always said, they are looking into the leaders who are truly influencing, even though they might not have a hand per se in awarding the tenders. Sometimes having an opinion from Dr. Banila Masuku, just an example, could actually make sure that a certain group gets a tender. But like we said, these are under investigations, and once found out, hopefully something there's action. Because in South Africa sometimes we have a commission of inquiry for this and that, and not a lot of people are being charged, not a lot of people are even going to jail. So hopefully even after these investigations, because investigations on their own take money, so hopefully there's going to be people that are answering and people that are paying for this, because people need these monies back, and we really need to be helping the poor with these money. So we can't just be investigating for no reason. People need to answer for this. To think that we also asked for another loan from the IMF that's over 70 billion rand. It's actually something that's really frustrating to think that as a South African right now. But we want to get to that story. We're going to get to that story, obviously, Kat. I just wanted people actually to stay tuned. Moving on to the next story, we're still in South Africa. Locals in the Rosalind area of Pretoria have been seen grabbing what they can get by the side of the R566 road after a beer truck lost its load on the Mabopane highway. Motorists and nearby residents rushed to the scene when they realized free booze was spilling onto the road, defying the nation's alcohol ban. The unbelievable scenes were captured by various Twitter users. Dozens of people flocked to the site in a bid to get their hands on the bottles of liquor. It's believed that the consignment of the Kasalaga and what remained on the board of the vehicle has been completely ransacked, without a drop left behind. You know what? When I saw this earlier on, I said, Kat, people are thirsty. Basically. So, like I said, I feel like we live in such a unique country where South Africa is unique. I mean, literally nobody, like, I'm sure that truck just literally just went by and people already flocked on top of it, because in J, people are dry and people need to be drinking. And they say it defied what defied the alcohol ban rules? Are they basically saying that people fetching alcohol there was defying a rule?
That's
so
what they say.
Where was the truck going? Do you have an answer for that?
Actually, that's something that we should be
No,
asking
seriously,
ourselves.
where was the truck going?
First of all, where was the truck going?
So was the truck drunk so much so that itself fell? So what basically happened? A lot needs to be investigated.
Yes, actually, this needs to be one of our developing stories. We need to find out if you perhaps know where the truck was going. You could possibly share that with us on our social media platforms. We'd like to find out about that. But let us quickly go take, a quick ad break. Katz needs to drink water as usual.
Yeah, I was there when the truck fell, so I need to go,
He needs to go there, since the truck fell.
Literally just on the side.
On the side. All right, guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back right after this.
The coronavirus outbreak.
Experience the extraordinary.
Tremendous waste and tremendous fraud. Mexico is, in fact, you will soon find out.
It is a day to celebrate.
We don't approve at all what's going on.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily unusual.
Challenge your ordinary.
Not only the government, the municipality here has had no plan.
Experience the extraordinary with StarSat.
Welcome back from the ad break. If you've just joined us, well, you're not that late, but obviously we talked about quite training, informative stories before the ad break, and we're still going to talk about others because this is the second segment of the show. Remember, this is Galaxy Social Trends, so if you want to see yourself on the show, make sure that you're active on our social media platforms. Let's see you liking our page, sharing, and also commenting, and you could possibly see yourself rubbing shoulders. Oh no, social distancing, you can't be rubbing shoulders, but you could see yourself.
You could be rubbing shoulders, literally.
Elbows, yes, you could be rubbing elbows with... Yes, I caught him.
Wow, did I just...
He says rubbing shoulders. All right, guys, moving on to the next story of the day. Non-profit organization co-founded by Andile Ramaphosa has started to give taxi... I haven't gotten over that. To give taxis with new COVID-19 compliant features, ventilator spaces which are fitted into windows, an airtight plastic barrier sill between the driver and the passengers, and sanitizer stations next to the sliding doors are among the new features. So far, 200 vehicles at taxi ranks in Johannesburg have been equipped at a cost of 1,000 Rand each. The 6 million Rand project is led by the non-profit organization Supplier Development Initiatives Force, which was founded by Ramaphosa, who is a son of President Cyril Ramaphosa and Brad Fisher, in a partnership with FNB and Bridge Taxi Force. The project hopes to equip 6,000 taxis with various COVID-19 compliant features. Kat, actually, when I think about this, when I saw this story, it was just like Ramaphosa's son. And obviously right now, people, the SIU is actually investigating, corruption, tenders that are given to people that political leaders are affiliated to. And obviously when this popped up on Twitter, it was a thing of, could this be another one? Because there was a trend actually about this particular matter where people said, what happened to Mr. President being transparent? What happened to Mr. President? Let's remind you, this is whatever we're telling you are things that we sing on Twitter. They're news, so we're not confirming or denying anything. So obviously people spoke on Twitter and say that this could be another scandal, corruption scandal, but we don't know.
One thing that the people should actually understand is that Andile Ramaphosa is a businessman. So for him to be funding a project that's 6 million Rand, to be honest, if your father is Ramaphosa, you should have 6 million Rand. But him as an individual, it's really sad that we're referring him to Ramaphosa's son. He's just Andile Ramaphosa, a businessman. That's basically right now he's doing this project to be helping people. And people are not looking at the broader picture that he's helping people. Taxis because taxis is an industry that's over got like 16.5 million people users. So you can imagine that if someone is trying to fund this project and people are thinking of a scam and looting and all of that, these people are funding these own business. It's 6 million Rand that's coming out of their own businesses. So I don't see a whole problem, people talking about tenders and all of that. I think it's irrelevant to this particular conversation.
Certainly. As much as people are thinking that since it's Ramaphosa's son, that it could be a case of corruption, it could just be another project,
a business
rather that he just came up with. And obviously now his name, Ramaphosa, that's everyone I think that's what literally made people to actually react on Twitter to say that, oh, Ramaphosa's son, 6 million rand, and there are investigations that are being currently carried out.
And if people actually do their investigations properly themselves, is that he's got a lot of projects that are running even right now that are spending these amounts of money. So to me, it really came as no surprise, especially considering that he's a businessman.
All right, these window of ventilator spaces allow fresh air circulation into the taxi even when it's cold. The spaces let the air in and out through strips which are placed in the space of an open window. Now, obviously, I mean, people that have been taking taxis have been saying that, you know what, taxis don't even open their windows.
Good bird.
It's hectic. Like some taxis are not even adhering to the regulations. Sometimes you don't even get to be sanitized. There's no social distancing and all of that. All right, Kat, I wanted us to quickly go to our social media page on Facebook just to get to see who is watching Galaxy Social Trends. Do we still have Gugu Tusi? I mean, if he's not watching,
our loyal,
I'm really going to be touched.
Viewers.
I'm really going to be touched. And yeah, people actually commenting on our social media, but unfortunately we're running out of time, so we can't say much. We can't read your comments, but keep those comments coming in, keep those texts coming in. Update us about what's happening in your particular area so that we can deliver and unpack the news to other people.
Moving on to our next story. The story is
Kat doesn't want to leave. Kat doesn't want to leave. You know what? Kat
Are we leaving?
Yes.
Oh
I know social trends is fun. You'd want to.
Oh my God! I thought we were moving on to the next story. We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Time flies when you're actually having so much fun.
Exactly. Yes, guys. I mean, unfortunately, this is a time, for us to wrap up because we're running out of time. I see Kat wanted to continue for the next hour. He was even moving on to the next story. Thank you so much for making sure that you're tuning into Galaxy Social Trends every day from 2 o'clock up until 3:30. My name is Zola Kasholwana.
And Katra Muhampanyani, shout out to you. Guys, unfortunately, you have to say, Papa, I don't even believe time is flying. It's been great, guys. Bye-bye.